Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to our Harmonic Atheist Poetry Slam. Going to do our intro and then we will get started. Again, welcome to the show. So welcome everybody to the Harmonic Atheist Poetry Slam. I'm so glad you're here and we're excited to hear what we've got to share with you tonight. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to shuffle in, and I thought I'd ask sort of an icebreaker question for the comments as we're bringing everybody in. The question is, what is your favorite drink to order at the coffee shop? Put that here at the bottom. And let us know what your favorite drink is at the coffee shop. We'll give everybody a quick minute here to shuffle in, but when you get to go to Starbucks or wherever it is you go, what do you like to order? And for anyone that did not get a chance to sign up today, but wanted to join, you are very welcome to when everyone else that signed up is sort of done. But I did want to mention a couple quick rules that we have for this tonight. Of course, number one, we're going to keep it PG or PG-13, no F-bombs, and just in case we never know who's watching. And the other thing is we're going to keep it from being too political. So we're very excited to see who all is interested in coming on. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to, and this is, by the way, a zone where we're completely free of any judgment. Your poetry is your poetry, and we just appreciate you being willing to share it. I know it's hard to come on camera, especially anyone that doesn't do it on a regular basis. It's hard to come on and share poetry. You know you're going to be nervous, or you know you're going to wonder if people are going to judge you for it. There's no judgment here. Not at all. So we would love to have you come on, but as long as it's PG-13, no, not political, and as long as you're a deconverted Christian, previous Christian but deconverted, who would agree that Christianity is mythology and it's irrelevant to our lives today, I would love to have you come on and share your poetry about your journey. And wow, I'm a little bit bright here. Let's see here. So see, we got a few takers here for our banner for the question of what's your favorite drink. See, Miss Bo Aseake, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. I really appreciate that. Hey, great to see you, Miss Bo. Laura Rathmar says caramel macchiato. Nice, I like that. The big question when you come on is going to be: do you say caramel or caramel? I say caramel, but I could be wrong. But clarify for us how you say it, and whether you say it the right way or the wrong way, that'll determine whether or not we let you continue with your poem. Hey, Disillusioned Pony Tricks, great to see you. Cold brew with sweet foam. I have never had cold brew. I need to try that. Brown sugar oat latte with extra brown sugar syrup. Nice. Toffee latte with cream. There we go. Susanna in the house. Scotland representing. That's I love that. Yeah, I do the flavor of vanilla and toffee nut. Good stuff. Tay says, I used to do poetry back in the day. It's been years. Hopefully I can get back into it. Excited for tonight. Thank you. Yeah, feel free, Tay. We'd love to have you whenever the time is right. We're going to try to do this every, 4 to 6 weeks. So yeah, feel free. What's my favorite drink? Well, I don't drink anymore, but when I did, it was Beam and Coke. Awesome. Thank you so much, John. I'm doing okay. Hanging in there. It's been a long day. It's been about a 12-hour day. I've not stopped working except for maybe a little 30-minute break in the middle, but it's been a day. So anyway, today we're going to do, again, the Poetry Slam. We're going to start with some people jumping in, and I'm going to ask if you could, when you jump in, it's your turn to share. Again, the link is at the top of the comments here. If the comments are, if you can't see them, I'm going to pop it in again. But please do, you'll see it there in the comments. Please do click in there. It'll put you in the backstage, and then I'll bring you up when the time is right. And if you could just come on, share your name, and maybe share a 30 to 60 second summary of your journey, of your deconversion. We'd love to hear a lot more, of course, in a bigger interview at some point, or a short that you could do. Susanna, who's in the house here tonight, she did an awesome short for us this week. Loved it. So if you haven't seen that, go to my channel, go to the shorts section later and check out what she did. Love to have you all flood me with those. Absolutely flood me with those, either by Facebook Messenger or by email. Maybe 60 to 70 seconds. I'll edit it down. It has to be like, 59 seconds or less, but I'll take care of that. I'll make sure it's the right length. But 60 to 70 seconds, and just share your story, share what your journey's been like. So anyway, we do have someone in the backstage here. We're going to bring him on, and we'll get started. Hey, Ray, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Good. I think I'm getting an echo, so I'll go on mute here and let you kick us off. But we'd love to hear who you are, and then feel free to introduce your poetry and read it off, and then we'll ask you at the end of it, if you could, after the poem is over, and if you've had a minute to kind of reflect on it, if you could just kind of tell us what that meant to you.
Okay, sure. Well, I would say my journey, I guess is what I call it, started when I was probably around 14, and just kind of started experiencing some internal struggles, and that were related to, like a lot of people say, growing up in a very loving, caring home, but fundamentalist type upbringing, which I attributed a lot of that to. And zooming forward a little bit, in 1985, I ended up telling my very devout father that I wasn't going to church anymore because of the grief and depression that it caused me. And so I've just kind of worked out things over the years, a long period of time. I'm 65 now. That I would say over the last year or so, I really wanted to accelerate, my understanding of the Bible. Can I support it? What is the evidence for? What is the evidence against? And the internet has really been helpful, your videos and other videos. And I would say last August, I kind of came to the feeling that I had read everything, I had watched everything, I had considered both sides of everything, and I just felt like I couldn't support my belief in this anymore. So that's kind of the words that I use. I don't, deconversion or deconstruction really don't feel like they fit to me so much, but that little phrase there, I just don't feel like I can support a belief in this anymore. It's kind of like your aha moment that you've described before. Even though this had been a very slow, gradual process, I did experience kind of a feeling of relief. And the words, ironically enough, that went through my head were, "It is finished." So I was like, whoa, I just relaxed and kind of, so I guess
awesome.
that's probably.
I love the irony.
Yeah.
I love the irony of the "it is finished."
So that's been about a year. So anyway, so this is a poem that I wrote when I was a junior in college, late at night while my roommates were asleep in bed. And I guess I had learned that poetry was maybe a way of dealing with the turmoil that I was feeling in college. So it's called "At the Town Square." Once bound in iron shackles, a mockery at the town square, the horror of the crime, the terror sublime wrenches my soul. How the iron does gnaw my wrists, the blood not sparing drops to the ground to form a sorrowful puddle. Their hot breath upon my face, it stings as venom. At last, night arrives. I am alone except for the specters that haunt me with their fingers pointing and their voices wailing. I cry aloud, but the air soaks up my voice and no one hears. In the stillness, I lift my eyes to search for my release, yet the darkness blinds me and I weep alone. So I guess you can hear there's a lot of themes there: blame, shame, judgment, punishment. And I guess it just reflected, all those feelings that we can have, in this system where you're in a position to feel like you can't be yourself, but it's what you are, a real tough trap.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you escaped and that you're able to put this into into words. But it sounds like, again, we're getting echo, so I'll keep my words short here, but I'll let you drop it. If everyone who is listening there, if you could, please give Ray some great comments as he drops. And thank you so much, Ray. For anyone that is joining, if you have a way to have earbuds in or something, because I will, if I'm on speaker, it'll echo through. If you have a way to have earbuds in, that'd be awesome. If not, I'll just try to stay on mute for the most part. But please give Ray an awful big round of applause, as it were, through the comments. But thank you, Ray, so much. Really appreciate it. And Ray, if you do ever want to kind of share your full story, and this goes for anybody, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook at Harmonic Tim. And so let's see here. Allie, are you good if I bring you on? Let's see, Allie was there. Allie is Allie still here? Okay, here we go. Allie, how's it going?
Good. I was looking for headphones, but no luck.
Okay, no worries. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I've seen your comments before in the chat, and we're so glad to finally meet you kind of face to face as a community. And we would love to hear you if you could introduce yourself and then take it away.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I was raised Christian, went to private Christian school, baptized, christened into Methodist church. And I started questioning basically at a very young age, but kept it to myself. I always just assumed it was something wrong with me and it would figure itself out. And I begged to go to public school around 9th or 10th grade, started getting exposed to more non-Christian people and realized that Christianity and being a good person are not necessarily the same thing. So I had to figure out a new way to rebrand myself as a good person and kind of stray away from the Christian label that I never really liked in the first place.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And what's your poem called that you're going to read for us tonight?
So my poem is called Faith. Faith is the name of a girl in the poem, but also a metaphor for faith.
Nice.
Okay, so, and also it's a song, but I don't sing. It just came to me as a song. So if I tried to say it, it wouldn't come out right. So I'm going to sing it, but I'm not a person who sings, so bear with me.
Absolutely.
All right. I didn't lose my faith. No. I know exactly where she is, buried deep, no grave. She's buried deep, no grave. My faith, babe. I'll admit we had a falling out. So many lies straight from her mouth. I guess I always had my doubts, but still I'd stay. And as my shame shifted to rage, she left me hopeless, so betrayed. So I strayed, but I didn't lose my faith. No, they tried to tell me she's untrue. Said y'all don't know her like I do. No, y'all don't know her like I do. She's my boo, Faith. We would fight. I'd say I wish we never met. My heart sunk instant with regret. The way she filled me up with fret, I should have known. A codependency had grown. How would I make it on my own? So alone. But I didn't lose my faith. No. Oh, was it all part of her plan that I'd finally take a stand? Yeah, I'd finally take a stand, find who I am. Faith. She promised it all and so short she would fall. Then like clockwork, just blame it on me. Drastic measures I took, all the lives that I shook. Please don't blame me, I had to break free. But I didn't lose my faith. No, I know exactly where she is, buried deep, no grave. She's buried deep, no grave. My faith, babe.
That's awesome. We need to get you in a studio. You're a great singer. That's awesome.
Or if someone who does sing wants to cover that, would be great.
Well, I've got some ideas. Yeah, let's definitely reach out to. I don't know if I've. if you have a different handle on Facebook, but definitely reach out, and I've got some ideas I want to connect with you on for that.
Okay.
Definitely some ways we could move that one forward. But that's awesome. Everyone, please. I see already some comments. Let me just look at a few of them real here. You sing just fine. Absolutely, I agree with that one. Great to see you, Anne Marie. Angela, I love this. Thank you so much. And Angela, we're going to hear from her in just a few minutes. Tay says, love this, Allie.
Thank you.
That's actually really good for not being a singer. You're doing beautifully. Nice, Allie. Wow, awesome, very meaningful lyrics. And just, I love it so much. So yeah, keep on doing what you're doing. Really appreciate. We really appreciate you sharing your story. And please do reach out. We'd love to hear more from you in terms of sharing your bigger story whenever the time is right.
I'd love to do an interview. I want to do your master class first, so I'm ready.
Absolutely, awesome. Well, was there anything else you wanted to add before we drop?
No, just this song was about kind of the metaphor. I don't know if it was you or Brandon on Mind Shift, but how kind of it's like an abusive ex faith. It's like people try to keep telling you, oh well, they're doing good now. It's like I don't want to hear about my abusive ex, and I also don't think you know anything more about my personal relationship I had with that than I do. So it's like just kind of a comparison to faith when people try to say, oh well, I'll pray for you, you'll change your mind. Like I think I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing the mental gymnastics that we have to face from some of the people that try to be naysayers to us. But so glad you escaped. I love your work. So please keep it up.
Thanks for the platform.
Thanks, Allie. And Laura, if you're ready, I'm going to bring you in here. Will be 1 second here. Actually, let me read one or two quick. See if there's any other. Stephen Boland says deep. Yep, awesome work. Let's see here. Sometimes rhymed, expressing experiences, ideas, emotions. Powerful. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Very brave and strong, Allie. Yep. Thank you so much, Allie. Really appreciate it. And here we go with Laura. Hey, Laura. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I think you're on mute there. There's probably a mute button right there on StreamYard.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can, yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself and then take us away with your poetry.
Oh, where do I begin? I was a fundamentalist Christian for about 40 years of my life. I am now a senior. Woo! I'm recently deconstructed. I'd say the main part of my deconstruction started about 5 years ago. And it was a slow process for me over time. But I'm just so happy. I'm so thankful that I'm on the other side and that I'm in reality. And I realize I wasted a lot of my time and my life. And now I'm making up for lost time, Tim.
Absolutely. You said you were a senior?
I am a senior.
Like in college?
Oh, thank you. like as a senior citizen.
Okay, gotcha. I wanted to make sure I understood what kind of senior you are. Okay.
I made it to the senior years.
You don't look it. Absolutely don't.
Oh, thank you.
And what's the title of your poem tonight?
Well, I wrote this song. It's a poem song. I wrote it about 2:00 this morning. And and bear with me because I'm fighting a cold. But I wanted to share this. One of my leftovers from Christianity is perfectionism. And it's very challenging for me to share some of my creativity with others because I'm such a perfectionist. And that's one of the things I'm working on. So I said to myself, Laura, doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Just do your best and take that step. Just take the next step and see what happens.
I can absolutely relate to the perfectionism. It definitely gets a lot of us. So, well, we will be cheering you on regardless. I'm sure it's awesome. And 2 a.m. sometimes is that time of day or night, but just where things come to you and you just have to write them down and go with it. Yeah. And who knows? But we'd love to hear your poem. Take us away. What's the title again?
The title is called I Fly.
I Fly.
And I Fly. And it's a work in progress. So it's a work in progress, but I want to eventually work on it and add some chords and play my guitar with it along.
Nice.
So
Very
here we
nice.
go. I Fly. When I realized I'd bought into those lies, blinded my mind with mythology, I cried, I cried, I cried for all my wasted time in captivity, afraid to fly from this cage in my mind's eye, imaginary. Gazing at blue sky, give my mind a try, soaring so high in reality. I fly, I fly, I fly. Finally found my true identity. Amazed, amazed to find now I have peace of mind in autonomy. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free from mythology. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free from mythology. Live free, live free, live free in reality. Live free, live free, live free. Reality. Ta-da.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I love it. I love it. You are just, I'm feeling like we need to start a Harmonic Atheist record label or something. We need to find somebody that's got an atheist record label out there and get us all together in the studio. But that was awesome, Laura. I was going to suggest too, because I guess our speakers can't always pick up the higher notes. Your audio cut out a couple times when you went to the high notes, but I would love to hear like a studio-ish kind of version of that at some point. And that was really awesome. You're great.
Thank you, Tim.
You said you play the guitar as well?
Yes.
I can't imagine how good that could be with the accompaniment and everything. That's really awesome. And I love the power of that. And you've got so much joy and fervor, and it's amazing. Just it strikes me really quickly when I see you doing that to think, we always used to think the joy of the Lord was our strength, and that was the only way we could have power and excitement and happiness. And I can just see you're on the outside of it all. And you're so joyful, and it's a really big encouragement to us.
Thank you so much, Tim, for your platform. And I just wanted to say, I pronounce it caramel macchiato.
Oh no. I should have asked that first.
That's all right.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. No, it's funny how we all say things differently, but you're still welcome in the house. Well, thank you so much. Was there anything else you wanted to add before we drop?
Oh, just to say thank you. And just to encourage anyone that might be recently going through deconstructing, it's so much nicer on the other side, and you'll find joy and true happiness on the other side. And I love y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. And please do reach out if you're interested in doing an interview or a short or something through Facebook at Harmonic Tim. I'd love to hear from you.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. Okay. And see here, we have a couple people that had signed up that did not show up yet in the backstage, but we do have someone named Angela. Angela's in the house. How you doing, Angela?
Hello. I'm good. I've got the cat.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Now I've got a couple things to say about Angela before we start. Angela was able to do a poem before in our earlier poetry slam. I kind of messed up getting it orchestrated and on blast enough, so not too many people came or knew about it. But you're gracious enough to kind of show up, and even though it was a smaller crowd, to do a poem there. So anyone that wants to hear her first poem, go back to that earlier live stream of the poetry slam. But in addition to her doing not one but two poems tonight, she also recently did an interview with me, and I'll be editing that and posting that soon. So you will get to hear a lot more soon from Angela. We really appreciate your willingness to share your story, and I can't wait to hear and see people's responses to your full story. But for tonight, tell us a little bit about yourself real quick, and then take us into your poetry.
Okay, my name is Angela, and I write books and poetry under the author name A.M. Hart. And I grew up Christian in a Christian household, and I was very devoted to God my whole life. So I left Christianity as well as an abusive marriage all around the same time, and it fell apart pretty dramatically about 3 years ago. And so now pretty much everything has changed, and one of the ways I express myself is through poetry. So I'm going to actually read 2 poems tonight that happen to be from my book as well that I compiled of the journey. So
And we can find your book like on Amazon, or where would we pick it up?
Yeah, it's available on Amazon, and it's called The Fires That Built Me.
Nice. When we're all done and you're backstage again, do you mind popping the Amazon link into the chat?
Oh, sure, I can do that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. So the first poem is called Whispers of Peace. I first heard the whispers of peace outside the book they sold. I was told the secret of life was easy to behold. The answers were so clear, the men in power said. They spoon-fed their people words to replace thoughts inside their heads. I couldn't see the chains biting blood drops in my skin. I couldn't see that I was trapped, but the walls were so very thin. I thought the window was the world, that its captive beauty held freedom. I had all the essentials with me, but they offered no true wisdom. I cannot say what broke the glass, revealing my tiny cage. The lightning storms brought change, the truth brought with it rage. I walked without a purpose until I stumbled into sunlight. Its glow destroyed deep darkness. My inner fire would at last ignite. Music broke through the heavens, pure voices raised in song. Many called the chorus hatred, because true love could not belong. Where power and status ruled, the mighty could not accept humility. Loudly proclaimed the light was wicked, shouting instead their fragility. I climbed above the height of clouds, revealing the distant skyline. Warmth filled my heart at last. It was the peace of the divine.
Thank you very much. That was awesome. I love it.
Thank you. Okay, sorry, the cat is poking her head out from behind the laptop, and she's bumping things around. So if
What's your
something
cat's name?
crashes, Penelope.
Nice.
She's definitely a Penelope. All right, so she's grabbing me. All right, this one's called Guided to Sunlight. It was over long before the door shut. Many voices mounted together, building to a siren song to keep me chained. But the spell broke. It chipped away a little, disintegrating a little more each time the problems were swept away, like crumbs from a dirt floor. I looked down to see my feet soaked from the mud-covered tile, but a glance forward revealed a stream of light. Far in the distance, but visible even to my strained eyes, the graffiti-covered walls declared bold messages. Stay. The stench is not real, the floor is not dirty, the mirror is not clouded. They surrounded me, their teeth glinting as I remained frozen, smelling the foul rot, feet mired in ooze. Unable to see my reflection, only a glimmer here and there reminded me that words did not align with sight. The grinning mouths spoke lies that sounded true. I saw that light ahead. I still felt the promise of sunshine. To my surprise, the lion stood beside me. I hadn't noticed before. My fingers grabbed hold of its mane. Grasping tightly, I could finally feel the warmth. Together we took small steps toward the gold. Many shadows passed before us. The sludge slowed my steps. The beaming voices grew louder. Some smiles slipped a little. I could still feel the solid mane beneath my fingers, until I felt the full sun on my skin. The brightness filled my soul. The lion stepped ahead. consumed by the glare of sunlight. The door shut behind me, and in place of noise, the comfort of birdsong, the gentle breeze through the field, the easy scent of sweetgrass, finally, peace. The theme of peace is pretty much in all of them, so.
I love it. I love it. That is such an important theme for so many of us. It's amazing how much we think we have only the option of peace inside of Christianity, and then we find that there's so much peace from the other side. It's just crazy. But Angela, thank you so much. That was awesome. And everyone, please give Laura please give Angela, I was reading a comment. Please give Angela some love in the comments. I really appreciate it. And also when you get a chance, when Angela sticks the link in for Amazon, please check out her book and just please support her. But Angela, thank you so much. And can't wait to get your video published. Everyone look forward to seeing more of Angela. She did a great job on her interview. She nailed it and some great insights there. So please keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much, Angela. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Absolutely. See you next time. Angela, your poetry is amazing. Absolutely. Chick Magnate, great. Awesome stuff. Going back to Laura for a second. Laura, I love your lyric about finding yourself. So true. I can't believe you wrote this song just this morning. Fantastic. Absolutely. Well thought out. Very, very good stuff. That was amazing, Laura. I love your lyrics and your energy is contagious. Ian's beautiful song. Thanks for sharing. Susanna, who we're going to see in just a second, a song, lovely singer and song, wow, you wrote just this morning. Give My Mind a Try. That's beautiful, Laura. Absolutely. And Fire and Believer, Laura, thanks for the earworm. So catchy and also powerful. Absolutely. This is turning out to be a coffee house. Yeah. I hope you brought your coffee. I did have my coffee like an hour and a half ago. The other night I did my coffee like at 7:30 because like I just do not want to go to bed until I get a certain number of things done. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. I regretted it so much. I was so awake all night. But I think 5:30 wasn't too bad for me tonight. So Steve says Laura's a great singer. Nice, Laura. Absolutely. So thank you so much, everyone, for supporting Angela and Laura there. And then our next guest is representing the UK, the Queen's English. Susanna is in the house. Susanna, great to see you.
Hi there, Tim. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And you're also a repeat guest here. You were doing a poem last time, as well as you just did an absolutely amazing short for us. I do want to encourage everybody before you get started, Susanna, please go go check out the short that Susanna did. It blew me out of the water. Just the simplicity. She was able to summarize so much so quickly, speak with such power, and it was so beautiful. And I do want to encourage everyone to use that as an illustration of what you could do. Obviously, do it in your own way and put your own spin on it. But it was a great example of kicking us off. I'm going to still be creating shorts shortly from existing interviews and things that I'm going to be doing myself, just getting out my cell phone and making some videos. But for anyone that does have something that they can say along the lines of what Susanna did, where she just kind of summarized it and took 15-20 seconds to say where she came from and then summarize what happened since then, and a quick 5-7 seconds at the end of like what life's like now that she's out. Just perfect, absolutely perfect job. So you're becoming a pillar of this channel, and Susanna is sort of we're working towards a full interview at some point, and I can't wait to some point you'll knock it out of the park with that too, I'm sure. Anyway, tell us more about yourself and.
You're giving me such a big head, Tim. That's
absolutely. you deserve honestly, the applause.
Honestly, I appreciate the confidence build, though. I really do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, as you probably know, then those who've watched the short, I'm Susanna. I live in Scotland and mum of 6, and yes, enjoying my 18th month out of Christianity. Constructed probably about 18 months prior to that, as my children asked why, how, what are we believing in, and said let's use it as a learning tool while we're home educating. So there we go.
That's awesome. And what's the name of the poem you're going to read for us tonight?
I Now Look Back.
What is it again?
I Now Look Back.
I Now Look Back. Awesome.
Okay. I'm introducing myself again. So my name is Susanna. I was trapped for over 47 years. Within the Christian worldview, time lost brings me to tears. I always felt so sad for others who were blinded without the truth. Then came the realization the shoe was on the other foot. Church attendance was very frequent, with my father being the pastor. But no real power, saw life behind the scenes a disaster. Sorry, I think Can I start again? I apologize.
Oh yeah, you have to pay another entrance fee, but yeah, you can.
I just got a wee bit lost there. Okay. My name is Susanna, and I was trapped for over 47 years within the Christian worldview. Time lost brings me to tears. I always felt so sad for others who were blinded without the truth. Then came the realization that the shoe was on the other foot. Church attendance was very frequent, with my father being the pastor, but no real power, saw life behind the scenes a disaster. Praying to the Father to ask, believe, receive in Jesus' name. The righteous heart was needed. Did I have hidden sin to blame? Interpretation and cherry picking from the pulpit, congregations receiving. Asking us to do our own research, if needed proof before believing. I, like others, didn't study much. As pastors, they get it right. They say sinful acts, thoughts included, deserve hell to give us a fright. Learning many Bible verses because they had the power to transform lives and change hearts, so I would devour. Shocked and somewhat embarrassed as I now look back, trying to discover who I am and understand my lack. To be raised as a Christian, wasn't I lucky? A cause for celebration. Until I realized I was raised under severe indoctrination.
Powerful. Good stuff. I love it.
I thought it was very basic, but thank you.
Do you want to say anything more about the poem or kind of your journey before we wrap up?
Just that, being a pastor's daughter has a facade. I didn't realize how much, but you're the angel family at church, and then you're the devil's children at home. And yeah, I saw a lot of oxymorons and a lot of, power not played out. So.
I hear you. Let me just, before you drop, let me read a few quick comments here. Stephen says, wonderful, Susanna. I feel that, dear friend. Yeah, absolutely. And Steve says, Susanna, it's so amazing that you were able to walk away from the false and toxic Christian worldview. Incredibly brave. Miss Bode says, wow, Susanna, that really touched on so much of how it feels being trapped. Well, thank you for being brave and sharing. Great stuff. Thank you all so much for your encouragement too. And Ali says, so relatable, Susanna. Thank you all so much for encouraging our guests tonight. But Susanna, was awesome. And again, thank you so much for all you've been doing for the community. I love it. You're becoming a bigger and bigger part of this journey in this platform, this community. I love your voice. We really do. And I don't just mean like we love your accent, although we do. We love your accent. But although I know you don't have the accent, we have the accent. But to us, the accent that we think we hear, we love it. But we love you being a part of this, and we love your friendship. And we appreciate you so much. You've been a bigger and bigger encouragement over the last year, and so good to have you with us. So keep it up.
Well, from being a fan to a friend, I really appreciate it. It
Absolutely.
means the world. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Susanna. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
And Susanna she's in Scotland, so for her it's like 12:30 at night. So she is being very generous with her time for us. We appreciate that so much, Susanna. And did want to just see here. I'm going to put the StreamYard in one last time for anyone. I think that there were a couple people that signed up that didn't end up coming, and that's okay. Let's see here. I can count 2, 3 people that said they were interested in sharing tonight but didn't. So if there's anyone that was wanting to, and also anyone that didn't sign up but you've got a poem right now, feel free. I'm just going to give it about 1 more minute, and then I'm going to do a poem. I'm not going to do a song because I don't think my voice is ready for that. I need to do a few more singing lessons before I get to that level. But I'm going to read a poem myself. But is anyone? Yeah, her voice is very soothing. her voice and just her mindset. Susanna's got a very, very calming influence and a very, very gentle demeanor but very insightful as well. I love it. So many of you do. So many of you are doing great, great stuff for our community. I really appreciate you. Well, I'm going to read one then, and if anyone is sort of scrambling to click on that link and make the connection, I don't have to be the last one here. You can certainly jump in. Again, anyone that is a deconverted Christian and can certainly relate to what we're talking about, and will keep it PG and not political, you're welcome to jump in. So the poem I'm going to read is called Stranglehold. And whenever I'm doing a lot of the work I do, I love poetry, but I also love stream of consciousness stuff. So this is kind of going to be a mixture of like a poem that has like a bit of a rhyme and a structure to it, going back and forth between that and sort of stream of consciousness. So hope this comes out sounds as good as it sounded in my head. So it's called, again, Stranglehold. Stranglehold you gripped so tight, whispered fear in the dead of night. But I cut the strings, I found my song. Now I know where my heart belongs. Stranglehold, there's no more fight. I crossed the line into the light. I remember the way it felt to sit in the pews, so still, so afraid, wondering if you, my God, could see right through me, if everyone could see right through me, seeing sins even I didn't know I carried. I remember the weight of it all, the way guilt became a second skin, invisible but everywhere. I was told I was broken, that love was conditionally unconditional, that grace had a price I'd never be able to pay, not on my own. And so I bent and I broke, hoping that somewhere deep within the breaking, I'd find worth. I never did. Stranglehold you gripped so tight, whispered fear in the dead of night. But I cut the strings, I found my song. Now I know where my heart belongs. Stranglehold, there's no more fight. I crossed the line into the light. It took me years to realize that love shouldn't feel like this. Like standing on the edge of a cliff, waiting for someone to decide if you're worth saving. And the rules, God, the rules, always walking the fragile line between righteousness and rebellion. Like every step might send me spiraling into the abyss of my sin and pride. One wrong move, wrong thought, wrong question. Because questions weren't holy. They were dangerous. You convinced me the doubts were the devil's whispers. But now I see they were always, ever, my own strong voice, crying out to be heard, to be recognized, to be free. Stranglehold you gripped so tight, whispered fear in the dead of night. But I cut the strings, I found my song. Now I know where my heart belongs. Stranglehold, there's no more fight. I crossed the line into the light. I used to dream of heaven, a place where everything would finally make sense, where I wouldn't have to feel so small, so uncertain, where the pain of this life would fall away, like scales from blind eyes. To me, your glorious presence was the answer. But it was always just out of reach, wasn't it? Dangling above me like some unattainable promise, a carrot on a stick, if I were good enough, if I were faithful enough, if I believed hard enough. But what I couldn't see then was that the real prison wasn't hell. It was the waiting for something that would never come, waiting for salvation, for redemption, for approval. But I hope it's clear. I'm done waiting now. Stranglehold you gripped so tight, whispered fear in the dead of night. But I cut the strings, I found my song. Now I know where my heart belongs. Stranglehold, there's no more fight. I crossed the line into the light. I think the hardest part was realizing that I never needed saving. Not like that. I wasn't lost. I wasn't drowning in sin, waiting for someone to throw me a rope. I wasn't dead at the bottom of the ocean, waiting for new life to be breathed into me. I was just human, messy, imperfect, full of questions and doubts. And that was okay. That is okay. I didn't need a cross to make me whole. I didn't need blood to wash me clean. I just needed to find my own path, to listen to my own heart, to learn that love doesn't need to be earned. It's just there. It always was. Stranglehold you gripped so tight, whispered fear in the dead of night. But I cut the strings, I found my song, now I know where my heart belongs. Stranglehold, there's no more fight, I crossed the line into the light. Now when I close my eyes, I don't see a throne, and I don't see judgment, and I don't see you. Instead, I imagine the sky. I picture the trees swaying in the wind, the earth beneath my feet, and it's enough. It's more than enough. I feel the sun on my face, and for the first time, I'm not ashamed. I'm not scared. I don't have to measure up to some invisible standard. I just am, and I can breathe. For the first time in so long, I can breathe. There's no stranglehold around my heart anymore. Just light, just peace. Stranglehold you gripped so tight, whispered fear in the dead of night. But I have cut the strings, I have found my song. Now I know where my heart belongs. Stranglehold, there's no more fight. I have crossed the line into the light. Stranglehold, that's my poem. I think you all can relate to that. I think we could all say Christianity had a really, really, really big stranglehold on us. And we're so, so glad we're free. So, so glad we're free. It's amazing to me to think about the ways in which the freedom that we can experience on this side of it is just breathtaking. And we feel so sad that the other people that are stuck on the inside can't see it. And they think we're the ones that are needing to be saved and rescued. What a journey it's been. What a journey it's been. Thank you so much, Angela. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Chick Magnate. That will be a good sign. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. Let's see here. Fire Unbeliever. Thank you. Thank you for your kind comments. And I missed one comment earlier that I wanted to go back to. Chick Magnate said, Tim, aren't we close to your 5th deconversion anniversary? Yes, absolutely. And I'll be doing something for that. I'm still kind of making the final decisions. That's what I'm going to do. I was hoping to do something it's actually quite clever. I'm not going to spill the beans because I think everyone, when they see it, going to be like, how did he do that? How did he do that? Like, that's weird. How did he do that? I'm going to do something. I'm working on a project that I think everyone's going to be like, what the hell is that? That's crazy. I can't wait to do it. But I'm going to do, if I can't get it done by the anniversary, which is the end of this month, of the 5 years escaping Christianity, I will be doing it as soon as possible. And I'm excited to see what you all think of it. But anyway, I will do something for now, whether I can get the big video done or not. But anyway, yeah, it's been so good to look back and say 5 years, here we are. Wow, time has passed so much, but also, or so quickly, but also, wow, look what's happened in 5 years. Look at the pain. Look at the loss. A lot of you can relate. This will cost you. Deconversion will cost you dearly. Christians will treat you as a traitor. They will hate on you. And for any of you going through it, you have my sympathy, my empathy, and we need each other. This community needs each other. So I appreciate you all so much. I'm going to read a few final comments, and then we'll wrap up for the night. Ms. Bo says, wow, so relatable, Tim. Thank you for sharing. I love this. Gives this community to openly share. Yeah, thank you so much. And Ms. Bo, one of these days we're going to have you on. Get your poem ready or your lyrics. We'll have you share as well. Allie Bree, I love that too. My husband is listening to and loved it as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your encouragement. And Laura says, sending hugs, Susanna. Awesome. Thank you so much, Susanna, again, for what you shared. And Laura. Steve, your poetry has helped so much in my healing from Christianity. Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate that very much. Well, we got here to almost 48 minutes. So I was hoping that we would get at least half an hour. So we well exceeded that. Again, I'll be doing this about every 4 to 6 weeks. Please do work on your poems and your lyrics, whatever you want to do, a song. It can be stream of consciousness, doesn't have to rhyme, but I would love to have more of you on this poetry slam for your deconversion poetry next time. I'll send out the sign-up sheet for that a few weeks before it happens and send reminders. But thank you again so much to everyone. Thank you for supporting our great poets. You all are just awesome stuff. Awesome sauce, as they say. And thank you so much. I'll be doing some live streams tomorrow, so check in if you can. And eventually, if you all do want to, again, come on. We're going to be doing, I think next Saturday, I've got, I can't do a open mic next night, but 2 Saturdays from now, we're going to do an open mic where people just come on and talk about anything. It's just like whatever's on your heart. Come on video and share where you are with your journey. But anyway, I'll be in touch to everybody, and thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Appreciate the community. Have a good night.